What's up, beautiful besties? Welcome back to the Divine Feminist by Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alicia. Let's go ahead and get into a Soulful Sunday reading, friends. I do hope you are having an incredible day, evening, weekend, whenever it is that you tune into this message. My intention is that it reaches the folks who need to hear it when they need to hear it the most. So, without further ado, let's see what our soul is wanting us to hear or to know or whatever. Let's see what the message is coming from the soul today. Okay, death. Death is all about change, transition, the ending of cycles, the beginning of new ones. Sometimes when I see death, most times when I see death, it is speaking to a little bit of a limbo period. Kind of like, I always think about the butterfly life cycle. This is the cocoon moment with death, but I do like to see the chariot here as well. That means there's forward movement. You may have been feeling like, when is anything ever going to shift and change? When am I going to start to see some kind of movement? Oh my gosh, right? But with the chariot, this is quick moving energy. Finally, you feel like something is moving forward. The Knight of Swords coming in hot usually is a quite impulsive energy. We also have the Two of Cups, so that is kind of like a reciprocated love vibe, all right? So I'm just going to tune in and get a little deeper to see what your soul wants you to know today. Okay, bestie. So, like I said with death here, I mean, this is like soul level transition vibes, okay? Something has definitely ended here, okay? Now, I don't know if it was quiet, I don't know if it was dramatically, but it was definitely in a way that kind of left you standing there like, okay, now what do I do, right? So again, it's kind of like this little limbo moment, right? And sometimes it's the truth that people don't really talk about with the death card. It's a void, okay? It's this weird, uncomfortable kind of, I don't like, in between, like a liminal space, right? Where the past, it doesn't work for you anymore. It's over, but the future hasn't really fully arrived yet. So you're definitely not who you once were, right? But you're not quite who you're becoming either. Okay. That's with the death vibe. But, trust me, you are not stuck, because the chariot, right? The chariot is that forward momentum. It's quick, right? So this is the part of the story basically where your soul is telling you, okay, enough limbo, bestie. It is time to move. Okay. So the chariot's not just about movement, but it is about knowing the direction that you want to move in completely, right? So seeing a goal, having it in your mind's eye, knowing where you're headed, and just being fully supported by your soul self, by the universe, in aligning you with the best and quickest way to move toward that goal, right? So it's also really about you choosing to take your power back, okay, from all the things that really tried to slow you down, whether, maybe it was doubting yourself, or maybe it was your past, okay, or maybe people pleasing, or, maybe a fear of even making a wrong choice. So, with the Knight of Swords, it lets me know that you are a lot more decisive than you ever have been. Maybe even a little impulsive. It's okay. It's bold. It's quick. It's basically a moment where you're saying like, hey, you're saying what needed to be said. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's this feeling right now in your chest when you finally start really acting on your truth, like that. I feel like it's you really acting on that feeling. You're not overthinking it. You're just kind of doing it, right? You're taking a leap. You're saying what needs to be said. You're not holding back. You're going after a dream, going after a goal. You are just finally feeling like you can do it. Maybe also can be like a surge of confidence, okay, in you. But it's definitely more of a bold vibe, okay? Or at least this could be what your soul is asking you to lean into, okay, is being more bold and decisive, right? So that you can move forward very quickly. But with the Two of Cups, I mean, wow. I feel like wherever you're headed, right? You are headed towards a real reciprocal kind of soul on soul, soul to soul, soulmate connection, right? And it doesn't really have to be a love interest, okay? Though it very well could be when it comes out here, but it could be you finally aligning with yourself, or a project or a dream or a path that really reflects who you've become now and not who you used to be, right? So if you're sitting here and you're still kind of feeling stuck, maybe a little bit in the dark, unsure if anything's ever really going to shift for you, this is spirit or your soul saying, hey, things have already shifted, okay? The end happened, and now you're moving, and now you're speaking, and now you're attracting what's truly meant for this new version of you, okay? So I am going to expand further. I just kind of need to tune in. I don't even know what question to ask next. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna start really just clarifying this. I feel like that's the best way to go here. So let's ask, what part of you or what situation has officially ended? What is completely over now? Whether you've completely acknowledged it or not, we're just gonna find out. Spirit, please talk to us about what is completely over here for our beautiful Divine Feminist Collective. Well, the Hermit, okay. What is officially over now? The Hermit energy. The Nine of Pentacles. Judgment. I don't know if this is really talking about what's over. Two of Wands. Interesting. I do have the Moon at the bottom of the deck. This could be some kind of illusion. Yeah, it's really interesting because sometimes, in a tarot reading, and I say this to clients, like when I'm doing one-on-one, face-to-face, or even working with folks online, which, by the way, the July readings are officially open, and I will drop a link. But I feel like Spirit's really asking us to kind of reframe this one, because I don't get the vibe. I get more of a vibe of this is what you're kind of stepping into rather than what's over. I feel like this is what's emerging, right? Because these cards are not about endings. These are about like becoming unapologetically you. All right. So let's look at it. With the Hermit here, that's the soul searcher. Okay. So you've been really on your own timeline recently, your own spiritual path. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time alone. Maybe you've pulled your energy back in order to protect yourself. Either way, it's really about the wisdom that you've gained in this kind of alone time, right? While you've been spending some time on your own. I don't feel like you were just isolating. I feel like a better word is like illuminated, okay? Because I feel like your light, it really comes from your own experience now. And I feel like you're not really looking for, again, any external validation. You're really looking for you're looking for your own alignment. Essentially, you have gotten in touch with your light, because this is what happens with the Hermit, right? We spend time on our own. We connect to the self. We connect to our soul self. We connect to the light. We gain our wisdom, learn our lessons, and then whatever it is that we've learned, we allow that to basically light the way on this new path that we're on. Okay, so now you're only looking for things that are lining up with where you really feel like you need to be going, right? And with the Nine of Pentacles, this is my independent woman card, or independent person card, whatever gender is not really a thing here, but it's usually always a woman on the card. This is a self-made person, self-led, self-honoring, not waiting to be chosen, because literally that's what you're doing, is choosing yourself, right? So it's financial independence, it's emotional clarity, it's boundaries, okay? And the boundaries are basically saying, look, I'm good, and if I invite you in, it's because I want to, not because I need to. Oh, Beans is on a tear as per usual. My apologies if you hear a lot of background noise. It's the kitten causing havoc. But yeah, okay, let's continue with Judgment. This is kind of like a wake-up call. This is, Spirit's basically asking, are you ready to step into this new you, right? Are you done living under expectations of the old self? It's like a resurrection vibe, okay? And obviously not everybody gets to come with you where you're going, because you are rising, and you are really using your discernment like a boss, okay? definitely boss up energy with this Nine of Pentacles and Judgment. Um, and with the Two of Wands, I mean, you're already looking out to what's next. Okay, so it's really you getting a little bit bold about what's possible. You're not just healing anymore. You're in this like planning stage, right? You're dreaming from this whole healed space now. Okay. And with the moon, I mean, it was here at the bottom of the deck. You may have thought, like I said, it's a little bit of an illusion energy. So you may have thought that you were lost, or maybe even thought you were broken, or thought that this timeout moment or this pause, this liminal space with death energy, meant something was absolutely going wrong for you. But honestly, really, it's really just been you walking through kind of, or clearing out some fog of past illusions, or anything that said that you weren't ready or you had to wait for some kind of huge sign. I mean, you are the sign. The illusion is done. The clarity is here, right? So, I mean, if you've been asking, when is my time? When is it ever going to be my time? This reading is basically answering loud and clear that it already is your time right now, okay? The version of you who trusts themselves and honors their path and moves forward, again, very much led by your soul. I mean, you're already walking this path now, okay? So it's basically just time to catch up with yourself. You're already moving. You're already moving. So I'm really excited to see what's starting to rise in you as you as you move forward. What is starting to rise up in you as you move forward? What is starting to rise up in you as you move forward? What is starting to rise up in you as you move forward on this path? So yeah, I mean, like, you're not stuck. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. But I'm going to take what flipped up, like upright. And even that. Okay, let's see. We'll take it in order. Ooh. We have the Nine of Swords. Oh, geez, don't say that. What's starting to rise in you? Anxiety? Anxiety? I hope not. Maybe a little bit of worried. Will I ever find reciprocated, beautiful love again? A soulmate? Will I ever find somebody who will actually show up for me? Will actually treat me properly? Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, so as we step into this new energy, right? One that's more aligned, more that's, one that's more, we're embodying our truth, we're honoring the self, our soul starts whispering, can I actually have what I really want? And this is where the anxiety kicks in. Okay, so this is like a 3 a.m. thought spiral, all the what ifs. What if I never find someone who gets me? What if I've done all this healing just to end up alone? Okay, what if I'm asking for too much? But I mean, the truth is, these are not predictions. These are fear responses, okay? And it's coming from this version of you that remembers pain and is trying to protect you. So it's really important for us not to shame the fear. Again, it's trying to protect you. It's best to kind of just sit with it, maybe thank it even, and then keep going, okay? Because with the Lovers, I mean, the fact that this card is here tells us one thing very, very clearly. Your soul is ready for connection, okay? So not just romance, but deep, mirrored, divine union, okay? This is about conscious choice. You're not craving love out of lack anymore. You're craving it from this place of sovereignty, independence, and from a really healed space. And it's like you're calling in a sacred soulmate, okay? And the Six of Pentacles, I mean, this is receiving. This is the receiving energy, really, that you've been working towards. So equal give and take in relationships, real reciprocity, no more breadcrumb energy, no more being drained, You're really rising into relationships, romantic and otherwise, where mutual care is the actual baseline, okay? It's the actual baseline here. And Ace of Cups is telling me, hello, new love energy is really trying to come into you. So this could be somebody new, absolutely. But more than that, it's really an emotional renewal. And this is your heart chakra opening up again. So it's a little bit scary. It's definitely hopeful. It's vulnerable. It's sacred. You're not just asking, is love coming? You're preparing to actually receive it. And this is where you'll be able to see the real growth, okay, within you. So, absolutely, the anxiety is real, but so is the love that is trying to find you right now. And it can only meet you where I want to say, when your heart is open, not wide open and defenseless, okay, but open with discernment, okay? You're not asking for too much. You're just really asking for what you finally believe you deserve, right? So, what truth, I want to know, what truth are you being asked to act on or speak on right now? Because that's kind of clarifying this Knight of Swords energy, because there is something that your soul wants to be quite vocal about right now, or is asking you to be quite vocal and bold, you know, at this moment. So, what truth are you being asked to act on or speak on right now? Queen of Pentacles. A lot of twos coming out in this. You got 3 twos. 2, 2, 2. It's a 2, 2, 2 reading. Okay, and then I just threw these. Queen of Cups, High Priestess. Dang, that's your intuition. Okay. All right. Okay, so I had to tune into this because you know what? We have more than just 3 twos, because the High Priestess is a 2 as well, right? So I want to talk about it because I mean, when so many 2s friggin' show up in a reading, it's not just some little tiny nudge. This is like a siren going off, okay? It's spirit saying, or your soul is saying, hey, pay attention. It's really quite beautiful. So this is spirit or your soul, you're kind of at this very powerful crossroads right now. One where, the next step that you take, it must come from your inner truth, okay? And definitely your intuition. And I mean, let's talk about 2s, like numerologically speaking, it's alignment, it's duality, it's divine partnerships, it's choices, it's energetic balance, right? So I mean, this is what this whole friggin' reading has been about. But let's get into the truth, okay? Let's get into a little bit of this truth that you're being asked to really own right now. And with the Queen of Pentacles, that's you knowing that you are your own, you are the foundation. Okay, not just for other people, but for yourself. So you are being asked to act from this really grounded space here. So no more hustling for security, because you are already secure. You have done the work, right? So if someone or something does not feel stable, I mean, that's your answer. You're not here to prove your worth. You're here to protect it now, okay? So you might be calling it out if you need to with the Knight of Swords energy, okay? And the Two of Pentacles. So this is a big truth right now. You cannot carry both your past self and your future self at the same time. All right. So this is the juggle, right? It's real, but it's also exhausting. So Spirit's asking you, your soul is asking you to choose. Not just like, what do I want, but what am I no longer willing to sacrifice to get it? Okay. What am I no longer willing to sacrifice to get it? With the Queen of Cups, it's just talking about your emotional truth. Okay. And that is sacred, period. So it's not about saying, what's expected. It's really about saying what's real for you. You're really being asked to speak from your heart, okay? Maybe a little more softly, but definitely clearly, and definitely no apologies, okay? Unapologetic, okay? So emotional intelligence right now, this is your gift, and it's also your guide, okay? And with, the High Priestess, the 4th 2 in this reading, it's just saying that you already know, okay? So it's basically like a mic drop card. Your intuition is screaming under the surface. You're being asked to trust the unspoken, the subtle signs, the things that you can't really explain, but you just feel, right? You don't really need any more proof. You need to just trust. Just need more trust in your own knowing. Okay, so it's really leaning into your own intuition, knowing that you already hold the answer, right? And you always have. So sure, I mean, you could be at this crossroads moment, but it's not about choosing right or wrong. It's about choosing what's real, what's aligned, and what honors the incredible feminine you are growing into, or you have become, I want to say. So definitely speak your truth, speak softly if you need to, but stand solid, right? And trust that you have the answers. You always have, you always will, because you're powerful AF, all right? So I feel like there's just a final question moment for this one. because we're going to clarify the Two of Cups. And I really want to know what kind of connection or experience, okay, because it could be one or both, right? One, the other, or both. What kind of connection or experience is coming in really to reflect this new version of you? Okay, so let's get a little bit of the tea on that. What is coming in? Let's clarify this Two of Cups. What kind of connection or experience is coming in? What is your soul trying to give you this little clue? What's coming in? Ooh, I like the World. We have the Three of Pentacles. The Moon popping back up. Okay. And the King of Wands. I'm going to peep what's at the bottom of the deck as well. The Nine of Cups. Awesome. Great to see. Great to see Nine of Cups. All right. Let me tune in. All right. Let's start with the connection, shall we? Because Spirit's really sending someone in, okay? And they are definitely not playing small. With the World, this is completion energy. The connection comes after you've done the work, okay? It's definitely not another karmic cycle. It is not a test, all right? Finally, this person arrives because you closed out the old story. So you'll feel it instantly. This energy feels whole, not needy, and it's something that's going to click, okay? The Three of Pentacles speaks to collaboration, so mutual effort, shared goals. This connection it's going to be with somebody who really wants to build with you, okay? Not fix you, not carry you, not drag their feet. This person right off the jump will see your value, okay? They recognize your gifts. They want to co-create something meaningful, not just emotionally, but maybe even professionally or creatively as well with this Three of Pentacles, okay? So the Moon, again, coming up again. I mean, this person might surprise you, okay? So they may not be your type, or they might not arrive how you might expect them to, but something in your intuition will recognize them right away, okay? So try not to let any fear or doubt, dim the experience. You don't need all the answers at once. Just trust the energy. Again, also trust your intuition. Okay, kitty. All right, okay. And okay, look, the King of Wands, don't distract me, okay? This is a lot of chemistry, okay? Tons of chemistry here with the King of Wands in a higher vibration. And I can tell you they're higher vibration, loves, because we have the World, and that is evolved energy. So this connection is going to come in with a lot of confidence, clarity, charisma. I mean, this person knows what they want, and they know what they want is you, and they definitely get what they want. They are bold, okay, but they're not pushy, all right? They are visionary, absolutely very creative, artistic, funny. They really can be the center of attention, but they're not controlling, and they're definitely not intimidated by your power. They are actually inspired by it, okay? So loving a high vibe King of Wands moment for us, okay, in our collective. I really am. So the experience, I feel like it says it all here with the Nine of Cups. I feel like the whole experience, I mean, it's not just going to be about connection. It's like wish fulfillment, right? It's emotional satisfaction. It's feeling seen, right? It's kind of like a huge exhale after years of holding your breath. And that's what it feels like. And that just reminds me of the movie. It's such a classic, so good. I haven't watched it in forever, but Waiting to Exhale, just that feeling. It's been a long time since I've actually tuned into the movie. I should watch it, and maybe you should too. Maybe there's something extra in that movie that could inspire you, or maybe you'll get some kind of message from it. But anyways, I know the soundtrack is amazing if you're into 90s, okay, like your girl. But let me get back to it, okay? So it's this exhale, right? This huge exhale. And this whole experience, okay, so it really is going to reflect back the joy, the worthiness, and that self-love that you have been fighting to reclaim for yourself. All right. So it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfection. Absolutely not. But it will be aligned. Right. And I feel like that is everything. I feel like it's everything. So, I mean, to tie it all together, I feel like the connection that's coming in is one that is going to respect your growth. It matches your energy. And it's definitely showing up with real effort. And the experience is, it's simple. It's joy, it's peace, it's feeling chosen by someone who absolutely recognizes the soul in you. Okay. And let's be honest, after everything that you have been releasing, after every like illusion you've walked through, all the pain, all the struggle, you absolutely deserve nothing less. Okay. Nothing less. I love it. So I'm pretty sure that's wrapping it up right now. I feel like that's a wrap on this one. And so, I mean, if this reading resonated with your soul, and if you feel like you're standing at the edge of something new and something sacred, please do not forget to like and comment and subscribe here to keep, these divine feminist messages flowing your way and into your almost daily routine here. Let's grow together. Okay. Your next chapter is, I mean, you're already walking it right now. Okay. You really, truly are. So I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for being here. And I hope you really have a beautiful day. Take care. Beans. What are you doing with my cord? Hey, Beans. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Beans? Is that Wally? I have to work. Hey.